Hey, welcome back to the shop. So what am I up to this weekend? Well, we still have that little table going on that I talked about on multiple occasions. This guy here. As you can see, it's out of the clamps. I've got the frame thing off of it on the outside. And you won't believe this. I take this thing out of the shop when it's curing. After it gets to a certain point, I take it out of the shop. And I put it out front where I know the dust and stuff isn't going to get into it. So I went to come back out the next day and I get it, and I already sanded it off, but a stray cat had stepped right there and put a cat print in this thing, a perfect cat print. So that's why we're sanding it off around the outside to clear that up. And I've got one little bubble hole still in this piece, if you can see it. Let's see, right there. There's still one bubble. So this is like the 8th pour that I've done on this thing, the 8th sealing pour. Don't use oak end grain. As I said before, that's not good. So what else have I been up to? I've still got the legs going. I haven't done those yet, but there's something else that I've been working on, that I'm working on perfecting, that I'm pretty excited about. For those of you that are CNC relief carving enthusiasts. So what I'm working on here is this piece of junk MDF. Now it's a box, right? Big deal. Big deal about this box, but what if it was a box that was created with a 90-degree V-bit miter, two-sided carve, with a full wraparound relief that lines up all the way around. Now I'm 90% there. As you can see, I'm pretty close. That's the best corner right there, but I am 90% there. So I've learned a few things. I'm gonna make a full video on that, by the way. Once I get this system down and I get it perfected, I'm going to make a video on that. I'm going to make a tutorial on how you do it. Basically, you're creating a relief on one side, flipping it over, cutting the 45s with a 90-degree V-bit to create the miters, and then you're bringing the box together. Now, there's some intricate things and some tricks that have to be done that I've learned from that one. That's a test piece. The next one that I'm going to do is smaller, because this relief carve took way too long. So when you're doing test pieces, you don't want it to take all day long. It took all day long Sunday for that to carve and for me to cut it out just to wrap those rubber bands around it to see how it joins. So don't do that. But the intention is, let's power up the old Twinfinity here. The intention is that when I've done with this, I've got a little coffee grinder in the house that has a pretty boring box on it, and I want to create a box that'll go around it and make it pretty. So that's what that's for. I haven't made the legs for the table yet. Pardon me. I haven't made the legs, so I haven't cut the mortises. I've got my mortising machine up here. You can't see it. Let me show you. It's just a simple Weaver mortising machine that's here that I'm going to use. I may use that to cut the mortises. I'm really leaning towards using the CNC and my end clamp here to do that with. I'm definitely cutting the tenons on the CNC. But aside from all of that, I recently did a sign for a friend of mine, a brother-in-law, and he's a gun enthusiast. I don't know if I spoke about this in the last one or not. Anyway, I made him a sign with all of the calibers of guns that he has, all of the empty shells. There was no powder in the shells. There was a dead primer, for those of you that know what I'm talking about. But there was the lead was in the case obviously, and I embedded those in a sign. Well, he's got a brother that is really into hunting and guns and stuff. He showed that to his brother, so guess what I get to do now? I get to make another one of those, different calibers, different name, different design, all of that. So I got to start that. They want to have that done by Christmas, so we're going to have to get on that pretty soon and get that started. I got that going. The table thing with the dowels, I'm going to sand that all off on the top, all the way across again, to try and get it cleaned up. And if you can see it in the camera, probably not, but if I move this around, there's like imperfections in the pour. I can see, like almost like if you had you dropped oil on water, you know how it makes those crazy bubble things. That's kind of what I'm seeing in there. So I'm going to try to sand that out and get rid of them and give it a good cleaning before I do the final pour on it. I haven't decided if I'm doing a dark frame around it or a light frame. I'm leaning towards dark, but we'll see where that goes to see if I continue with that. One of my technicians at work, I showed you in this talk number 1, I showed you the bear that I had drawn with the CNC that I had created a big picture with. It was a picture of a bear, and brought it here. Remember I said I had a bug up my ass about stuff at work, so I emptied my office and brought stuff back here. That whole situation has since de-escalated, so I think we're good there in the shop or at my full-time job. But the technician anyway, he said, can you please bring that bear back and put it back where it was? It's too nice of a piece to leave, you know, in your shop or behind a cupboard or something. Bring it back. So that went out to my truck just a few minutes ago to put that back in. For those of you that aren't aware of the Onefinity, when you start them up, you push OK, and it'll home to the front left corner. This little piece of wood here I use to hold the spindle up. When you put a spindle on the older Onefinities, the motors didn't have brakes in them, so when you shut off the power, no brake, the spindle drops. Everybody had a conniption about that. Everybody loses their mind. But on big CNCs, commercial CNCs, that happens. I've spoke to several guys in the field that have told me that. And my remedy to it, and several other people's remedy, is just put a block of wood under it and stop crying about stuff that don't amount to nothing. You know? If you don't want that bit to go down and slam into your wasteboard, buy yourself, cut yourself a 50-cent piece of wood, put a carving in it if it has to be fancy, and put it under the thing so it hits right there and protects your bit. There's too many things in this world to stress out about. That shouldn't be one of them. That's just making stress for the sake of making stress. So the next piece that I'm gonna carve for the next test for this guy here, the stock is 18 inches wide by 5 inches tall. And I'm gonna get that going here in a minute, but I can't do this talk and have that running. You wouldn't be able to hear a thing. I think I'm gonna carve that next piece actually in hardwood so that if it does come out right, even if I don't put it on the coffee grinder in the house, I can still use it and still make a decent box out of it to put whatever in it, dust for all that matter. I see Atlas is walking around out there in the shop. Come here, Atlas. Come here. Now he can open the door himself. I should have showed you that. I don't know if you can see him. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Everybody likes to see Atlas, so let me move the camera so you can see he's still around. He's still a nuisance. He's still my buddy. But he can come in and out of that door as he pleases. There's no latch on that door. Now, if you don't hit the camera, it'll be a surprise. There he goes. And that's pretty much an update of what's going on in the shop here. I'm really excited about that box. I think it's going to be something unique that I don't know that I've seen before. So I'm hoping the next piece, the next test piece is that he's getting ready to bark over there. The next test piece he wants out, but this is what he does when he wants out. The door goes one direction, not two. You want something, Atlas? Hey, you want something? All right. He wants out. He's going to have to wait. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I may have not gone over in here. I'm supposed to do a Acmer laser video this month. I'm a little behind. I'm hoping I can get that caught up and get that done for you with this whole transformation of this. So this was supposed to be a live Saturday, but I've got another gentleman coming here to do a little survey of the property and stuff. So I didn't want to get in the middle of a live and have that guy show up. I doubt he's going to want to be on the Hinkleshop YouTube channel. So if anybody's got any comments or anything they want me to talk about, please put it in the comments below. Looking for ideas on how I can improve these talks, how we can improve on the lives that we're getting ready to do. Another reason why we're not doing the live today is guess who's coming over today when that surveyor dude gets here? That's right, you guessed it, Mr. James. So again, my partner in crime, Lisa, is going to be in the house. she's not going to be coming out here and helping. Now, I've asked Atlas if he will kindly run the camera and read the comments, but he's basically ignored me. I've said it more than once. I know this dog can talk. I know he's doing it secretively and not telling me that he can, but up to this point, he will not tell me what's going on in here. So with that, I think I will bid you all adieu for this week for what's going on in the shop. I do tend to get a lot of ideas, and I get things going, and I get halfway through and I get another idea, and then I want to start another one. I don't know if that's ADD or what that is, but I started with that table, and then I got thinking about this box, and I started to transition to the box, and now I got to go back to that other sign, and it's like round robin here. But that's what's going on in the shop. You know, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate that. It helps us grow here. I know Atlas appreciates it as much as I do. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. And tomorrow's video, I don't know if we're going to have one or not. We're going to see what we come up with. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon. Oh, and I forgot one thing. I've been putting polls on my channel, like questionnaire polls. I put one on there today. Last week I did a what does everybody want to see for shop videos. It was an overwhelming response of CNC projects. So this week's poll, if you'll go there and help me out, is what kind of projects do you want to see on the CNC? CNC projects that you want to see on the CNC. I've got a box on there. I've got a relief on there. I've got a tray on there. Tray, boxes, and reliefs seem to be the go-to. I know a lot of people are up for inlays, so maybe even one of those. But there's also an other category. So please go to that poll and help me figure out what y'all want to see. All right, now I am going to stop talking. Have a great weekend, everybody, and a great week. We'll talk to you again.